YouTube, Star Spangled Clothing here. I thought that we were done with the Dado series, but it turns out that we were not. I was over at our shop area, and I was actually picking up a different saw blade, and I noticed hanging on the wall there, this blade here. I mean, see it or not. This is also a Dado, so this is part 3 of our Dado series. If I would have remembered, I would have threw it in with the other video, but I didn't, so... At any rate, this thing here, the way it works, let me kind of get a picture of it here. There it is. And you can see that this thing here has a hub in the middle of it. And there it is. And the blade sits at an angle in there. And what it does is it spins around. The blade's kind of doing this motion here, right? It's sitting there wobbling. So on the left side of the cut, the blade will look like this. In the middle, it'll look like that. And on the other side, it'll look like that. Now, what that does is it's cutting out the Dado. It's cutting out a pretty nice trough for you without having to have any additional blades. You'd think there'd be a little bit of vibration in this thing, but there's not. This is the first Dado that I ever owned. I bought it at Big Lots when I was quite a bit younger. About 10 years ago, and this is the cheapest way that you can get into a Dado. I think that this thing was about $10. I don't know if you can buy them anymore. They're kind of a technological throwback. People don't use them anymore. You don't see them on This Old House or, you know, any of these sort of woodworking shows. So I guess people just kind of forgot about them. It'll actually cut what will appear to be a straight trough, and like I say, it's the only thing I ever used at first. I built a set of cabinets out of my garage with it. They turned out really good, I think. I'm going to see if I can't find a picture of it for you. I never did get around to putting doors on it, on the cabinets, if I do find a picture. I never did put the doors on it because I sold the house before I did. But as you can see, this Dado here, it's actually infinitely adjustable. It has 2 set screws there on the front, and you loosen those and you turn it. It has a indicator mark at the top of it here, and then the different sizes that are written on it, and you just sort of turn that to the right size. Now, one problem with these Dados is that they are hard to get into adjustment, because if you don't have it quite right, now if you used it enough, you'd eventually get good with it, but if you don't have it quite right, you got to take the blade back off to make an adjustment. You put it back on and start it and run another test and etc. until you get it lined up the way you want it. So that's kind of a hazard of using a wobble Dado. But that is a wobble Dado, and if you're wanting to get into woodworking really, really cheap and you really want a Dado, that is the cheapest way to go. They run about $10 is kind of what I remember that one running. I believe you can get a blade set for about a knife set, excuse me, for about $60 to $80, and then the stack Dados I believe start at about $80. And of course you can find any of them on sale, and you know, whatever. I mean, you definitely get into it cheaper. So that will be the final video of the Dado series. I don't know for a fact that you can buy them anymore, and I don't know that there aren't other kinds of Dados, but to my knowledge that is the only 3 kinds that there are. I can't imagine doing it any other way.